Hey everybody, it's Kevra. That's me. I'm Kevra, and don't worry about this. This is just a sling. This video might have been a bit of a stretch. So this is something that's been bugging me for a few weeks, and I want your guys' opinion on this. So as we look at Rainbow Galleria, you can tell that most of its decor is about Rainbow Galleria. Wow, Kevra, your attention to detail is just... it's unmatched. I can't wait to see the rest of this video. So off first glance, everything that we see here pertains to the mall. We have shops, we have different levels, we have escalators to those different levels. We have a fountain, we have benches, we have customers. Like everything here is just exactly what you would see in a mall. But I would specifically like to talk about the decoration around the mall. That seems like it's mostly advertisements. Now the first one is just about the Koopa stamps, where it's advertised both here and here, and it looks like you're supposed to stamp them at 4 different locations. One is the blue one here, the red one right there, the yellow one right there, and the green one right there, which I think correlates with players 1 through 4, but I'm not exactly sure. I don't really want to talk about that right now. But the point is, this decor is for this specific board. I'm assuming the same thing can be applied to these banners that have gifts on them because, again, it's a mall, it's shopping, you buy stuff, gifts, it all makes sense. Just like the logo being all over the mall makes sense. You know, you got it covered on pillars here, here, and also here, along with this giant one that hangs at the back of the mall next to these smaller banners with stars on them. Although this stuff right here actually changes, it appears, during clearance sale, where you can see like there's a gift design at the bottom of it. And then as you can see, the banners next to it also change. But again, I just think that's for the clearance sale, and that's not something I want to get into right now. So clearly all these little advertisements have to do with this board, right? Well, I mean, no, because you got Goomba Lagoon right there. Like there's just a poster of Goomba's Lagoon. And I could be wrong, but I think right there, that little one is also a picture of Goomba's Lagoon. Yeah, it's a different shape. It's a portrait instead of landscape, but bear with me for a second, because look at these 2 posters. Again, this does not pertain to this mall. This pertains to Western Land, where they're advertising the Hootenanny. And just like Goomba's Lagoon, we have a landscape version and a smaller portrait version. Heck, we even have a third one right here, another portrait version. But that's it, right? You know, it's just the board referencing itself, obvious, and then, oh, it's also doing Goomba's Lagoon, and oh, it's also doing Western Land. But, you know, that's it. Except for this. And technically, there's 2 of this. There's one right here, and there's one right here. And my big question is, if all the other things pertain to either this board or a different board, what board is this pertaining to? Now, it is possible that this is not actually implying something from a board, but considering all the other ones are about a board, it feels like that might be the way it goes. Then again, maybe we haven't seen all the posters. There's one that I actually don't know what it specifically is. There is one right here where if you take a closer look at this angle, it's a present poster, and I'm assuming that might be what this one over here is too, but I'm not quite sure about that. But again, that pertains to this board. All of these posters, except for this one right here, which we can't really tell what it is, pertain to a board. Which is why I'm leaning towards the idea that this is also referencing a board. Now, I do want to emphasize the fact that I'm just leaning towards the idea that this is a board. It's not like the other video I did where I was very, very sure based on all the surrounding evidence. Here, I think the evidence is good, but it's like 60-40 as opposed to that other video where I was like 80 or 90% sure. But again, I am leaning towards the idea that this is a board reference. But what board would it be? It looks like it's a Monty Mole with sunglasses. That much it looks kind of clear on, but I looked around all the boards and it didn't seem like any of them have a Monty Mole. Then again, we have not gotten a great look at all of the boards, but it definitely doesn't seem like it fit the 3 that they showed off heavily, like Rollin' Raceway, Rainbow Galleria, or Goomba's Lagoon. Like, you can't find a single Monty Mole on any of those boards, and they're clearly not going to be in Rainbow Castle. This doesn't have a desert theme like Western Land. This doesn't have a forest theme like Wiggler's Tree Party. Out of all the boards we've seen so far, I guess it could possibly fit King Bowser's Keep. I mean, Monty Moles live underground, so inside of Bowser's Keep kind of has that dark aesthetic that, you know, they would live in, I guess. And then it might appear like there's a mountain behind that Monty Mole, so maybe it's like standing in front of the mountain, maybe? But at the same time, that's a really tiny little mountain. So this one's also kind of hard to see, but it's probably my best choice out of the boards we've seen so far. But that makes me wonder if it's not one of these boards and it's a different board we haven't seen yet, then what is it? My first instinct was creepy cavern because, you know, moles digging into that cavern. Like, I could totally see, you got the dry bones digging the Bowser's Keep, you got the Shy Guys making Westerland. It would make sense if you had the Monty Moles, you know, digging out creepy cavern. The only thing that made me hesitant about that, though, was what's this little black thing above the Monty Mole? Like, it's almost like it looks like he's holding up, like, oh. Because to me, it kind of looks like a hockey puck. And if they're bringing in some sort of snow winterland board, that means chilly waters. I mean, of course, in the original map, there were no Monty Moles playing ice hockey on the ice, but of course they're gonna add things. I mean, originally in Westerland, they didn't have Shy Guys that took you from train station to train station. So I could see them adding something like Monty Moles playing hockey on chilly waters, and they gotta keep rushing off the ice every time a couple of people land on it. Kind of like when you were kids and you were playing like hockey or something in the street, and then a car come and you'd be like, well, car. I'm Mrs. Wilson. Okay, game on. And the one other thing that makes me think this could possibly be chilly waters is the white that's around it kind of makes me think of snow. I mean, it kind of looks like the sand from Goomba's Lagoon, but again, there are no visual signs of any Monty Moles at Goomba Lagoon. Then again, we don't know everything about these boards. We did see golden Goombas spit out of the volcano at Goomba's Lagoon, and maybe it alternates. Maybe it's not always golden Goombas. Maybe sometimes it's Monty Moles holding hockey pucks for some reason. And then the whole place just has Monty Moles all over the place carrying around hockey pucks. Or maybe this board is Pirate Land, and that's why they're on the beach, is because part of the beach over here is gonna be, you know, part of Pirate Land. Or there's even that possibility that it's just an entirely brand new board that they have not told us about. Honestly, it's just really hard to tell from this image, and I don't know if we're gonna get a better look at it until the game comes out, because I feel like the next trailer that they're gonna show us is gonna show off the other boards, which, I mean, maybe they have Monty Mole on them, I don't know. But as you can tell right now, this is not a clear enough image to really be able to say for certain what this is. The only other detail that we have is the fact that it kind of looks like a movie poster, because you can see popcorn and a drink, and so it looks like they're going to like the theater inside of this mall. But the only board I can even think of that has a movie reference is Neon Heights from Mario Party 7, and that just seems like it's way too far down the line for them to touch on that. Also, nothing else about this poster really screams Neon Heights. But again, that's the problem, is like nothing about this poster screams particularly anything, because I can't even tell what Monty Mole is standing on. Is it snow? Is it sand? Is it something else? I can't tell what's behind him, and I can't even tell really what's to the side of him. Like those just kind of look like little smaller versions of what's behind him, but not quite. Like the only thing that I think is very clear is that is Monty Mole. That's it. And then maybe there's something black above him that kind of looks disc-shaped and could be a possible hockey puck, which you could argue, oh, it's going to be the bonus mode, because Mario Party 5 had that hockey puck mini game. But at the same time, they already remade that for Superstars, so that doesn't really make sense unless it's a completely brand new type of hockey mini game. But again, it's just, why have all these board references and then do one side mode? That just seems a little bit strange to me, unless, of course, there are more posters we haven't seen, and it's just a giant coincidence that they're referencing only this board, Westernland, and Goomba's Lagoon, and then they just happen to only show off one side mode, but there's more side modes to see, like, around the mall. But what do you guys think? Clearly, I think it's a hint of a board, I think it's a Monty Mole, and I'm kind of leaning towards the idea that it's Chilly Waters. But I want to know what you guys see when you look at that image. Let me know in the comments below, and until next time, I'll catch you later. But hold on, real quick, just in case anyone out there thought that I was actually hurt, no, these are just pajama pants. I'm fine.